Welcome to the world of Atomic Habits, a groundbreaking approach to personal development by James Clear. In this video, we'll explore how tiny changes can lead to remarkable results. Whether you want to improve your health, productivity, or relationships, understanding the power of habits is the first step. We'll journey through real-life stories, scientific insights, and practical frameworks that will help you build better habits for a lifetime. Let's begin by setting the stage for why small, consistent actions matter more than grand gestures. James Clear's personal journey is a testament to the power of small habits. After a devastating accident in high school left him with severe injuries and a long road to recovery, James faced setbacks that would have discouraged most people. Yet, through persistent, incremental improvements, like rebuilding basic motor skills and gradually returning to sports, he discovered that real progress comes from tiny, consistent actions. His story sets the foundation for understanding why habits, not motivation alone, are the key to lasting change. After months of rehabilitation, James Clear's return to baseball was anything but smooth. He was cut from the varsity team and faced moments of self-doubt. However, he focused on small, controllable habits like going to bed early and keeping his room tidy. These minor improvements gave him a sense of control and confidence, which eventually rippled into his academic and athletic life. This illustrates how small wins can compound over time, leading to significant personal growth. Entering college marked a turning point for James. He joined the baseball team, started building better sleep and study habits, and made weightlifting a regular routine. Over time, these habits transformed his body and mind. By his senior year, he was recognized as the top male athlete at Denison University and received academic honors. His journey shows that consistent, positive habits can help anyone fulfill their potential, even after major setbacks. James Clear's success didn't stop with athletics. He began publishing articles online, committing to a simple writing habit, 2 articles per week. This routine led to a rapidly growing audience and eventually a book deal. His experience demonstrates how small, consistent actions like regular writing can lead to unexpected opportunities and recognition. The lesson: habits are the foundation of both personal and professional growth. It's easy to believe that massive success requires massive action. But the truth is, small improvements repeated consistently lead to extraordinary results. James Clear introduces the concept of the aggregation of marginal gains, the idea that if you improve by just 1% each day, you'll be 37 times better after a year. This compounding effect is the secret behind lasting change, whether in sports, business, or personal life. A powerful illustration of marginal gains comes from British cycling. For nearly a century, British cyclists saw little success. But when Dave Brailsford became performance director, he focused on making tiny improvements in every aspect of cycling, from bike seats to sleep quality. These small changes, when added together, led to a historic run of victories, including multiple Olympic gold medals and Tour de France wins. The lesson: small habits, when aggregated, can transform even the most average team into world champions. Let's break down the math behind compounding habits. If you improve by just 1% every day, the effect multiplies rapidly. Over a year, you become nearly 37 times better. Conversely, getting 1% worse each day leads to a rapid decline. This simple math shows why small, positive habits are so powerful and why small, negative habits can be so destructive over time. Habits are like the compound interest of self-improvement. Just as money multiplies through compound interest, the effects of your habits multiply as you repeat them. On any given day, the impact may seem small, but over months and years, the results can be enormous. This principle applies to productivity, knowledge, relationships, and more. The key is patience and consistency. Compounding works both ways. Good habits lead to positive outcomes, greater productivity, deeper knowledge, and stronger relationships. But bad habits can compound into stress, negative thoughts, and even outrage. The small choices you make every day, whether positive or negative, add up over time and shape your future. Imagine an ice cube sitting in a cold room. The temperature rises slowly from 25 to 31 degrees, nothing happens. But at 32 degrees, the ice begins to melt. This illustrates how small changes often appear to make no difference until you cross a critical threshold. Breakthrough moments are the result of many previous actions stored up until the right moment. Progress is often delayed. You might work hard for weeks or months without seeing results, leading to frustration. This is called the plateau of latent potential. Most people give up during this phase, not realizing that their efforts are being stored, ready to unleash a breakthrough once the critical threshold is crossed. Persistence through this valley is what separates success from failure. Traditional wisdom says to set specific, actionable goals. But James Clear argues that focusing on systems, the processes that lead to results, is far more effective. Goals are about the outcomes you want. Systems are about the daily actions that get you there. By building strong systems, you ensure continuous improvement regardless of the specific goals you set. Focusing solely on goals can create several problems. First, winners and losers often have the same goals, so goals alone don't differentiate success. Second, achieving a goal only brings temporary change. If you don't change the system, old habits return. Third, goals can restrict happiness by making it conditional on future achievements. Finally, goals can create a yo-yo effect where progress stops once the goal is reached. An atomic habit is a small, regular practice that is part of a larger system. Just as atoms are the building blocks of molecules, atomic habits are the building blocks of remarkable results. These tiny routines may seem insignificant at first, but they accumulate and fuel bigger wins, leading to compound growth over time. Why is it so easy to repeat bad habits and so hard to form good ones? The answer lies in how we approach change. Most people try to change the wrong thing or use the wrong method. True, lasting change requires addressing the underlying beliefs and identity that drive our actions, not just the outcomes or processes. Change can occur at three levels: outcomes, processes, and identity. Outcomes are about what you get, processes are about what you do, and identity is about what you believe. The most effective way to change your habits is to focus on who you wish to become, not just what you want to achieve. Most people focus on outcome-based habits, but identity-based habits are more powerful. Instead of saying, "I want to run a marathon," say, "I am a runner." This subtle shift in identity makes it easier to stick with good habits because your actions align with who you believe you are. Your behaviors are a reflection of your identity. If you believe you're bad at something, you'll act in ways that reinforce that belief. But by changing your identity, one small habit at a time, you can become the person you want to be. Every action is a vote for the type of person you wish to become. Identity change is a two-step process. Decide the type of person you want to be and prove it to yourself with small wins. For example, if you want to be a healthy person, ask yourself, what would a healthy person do? Then take small actions that reinforce this identity. Over time, these actions accumulate and reshape your self-image. Habits and identity form a feedback loop. Your habits shape your identity, and your identity shapes your habits. This two-way street means that every small action you take is both a result of who you are and a step toward who you want to become. The more you repeat a behavior, the stronger your identity becomes. Habits are formed through a process of trial and error. When you encounter a new situation, your brain experiments with different actions until it finds one that leads to a reward. Over time, the brain automates this process, creating a habit. This automation frees up mental energy for other tasks, making life easier and more efficient. Contrary to popular belief, habits don't restrict your freedom, they create it. By automating routine tasks, you free up mental space for creativity and problem solving. Without good habits, you're constantly forced to make decisions about simple things, which drains your energy and limits your potential. Every habit follows a four-step pattern: cue, craving, response, and reward. The cue triggers your brain to initiate a behavior. The craving provides the motivation. The response is the action you take, and the reward satisfies your craving and teaches your brain to remember the habit. Understanding this loop is key to building better habits. Let's look at some everyday examples. When your phone buzzes, cue, you want to know who's contacting you, craving, so you check your phone response and satisfy your curiosity, reward. Or when you walk into a dark room, cue, you want to see, craving, so you flip the light switch, response, and the room lights up, reward. James Clear distills habit formation into 4 laws: make it obvious, make it attractive, make it easy, and make it satisfying. These laws provide a practical framework for creating good habits and breaking bad ones. By applying these principles, you can design your environment and routines to support positive change. The first law of behavior change is to make your desired habit obvious. By designing clear cues and reminders, you can prompt yourself to take action without relying on willpower. For example, placing your workout clothes by the bed makes it obvious that you plan to exercise in the morning. Before you can change a habit, you need to be aware of it. Many habits run on autopilot outside of conscious awareness. By bringing attention to your routines, you can identify which habits serve you and which ones hold you back. Awareness is the first step to intentional change. Borrowed from Japanese train operators, the pointing and calling technique raises awareness by verbalizing actions. By pointing at and nomming each step, operators reduce errors and increase safety. You can use a similar approach in your daily life to become more conscious of your habits and avoid mindless routines. The habit scorecard is a simple exercise to increase self-awareness. List your daily habits and mark each as positive, negative, or neutral. This helps you see which routines align with your goals and which ones need adjustment. Remember, the goal is to observe without judgment. Awareness is the first step to change. There are no inherently good or bad habits, only effective ones. An effective habit helps you become the person you want to be. When evaluating your routines, ask yourself, does this behavior cast a vote for my desired identity? This perspective shifts the focus from judgment to intentional growth. Saying your actions out loud can make their consequences more real. For example, if you're about to eat a cookie, say, "I'm about to eat this cookie, but I don't need it." This simple act increases awareness and can help you make better choices in the moment. The second law of behavior change is to make your desired habit attractive. When a habit is appealing, you're more likely to stick with it. This can be achieved by pairing a habit you want to build with something you already enjoy, or by making the process itself more enjoyable. The third law is to make your habit easy. Reduce friction by simplifying the process and removing obstacles. The easier a habit is to start, the more likely you are to follow through. Focus on small, manageable actions that can be repeated consistently. The fourth law is to make your habit satisfying. Immediate rewards reinforce positive behavior and make it more likely you'll repeat the habit. Find ways to celebrate small wins and track your progress so you feel a sense of accomplishment after each action. One of the most effective strategies for building new habits is to use implementation intentions. This means making a specific plan for when and where you'll perform your habit. For example, I will meditate for 1 minute at 7 a.m. in my kitchen. Studies show that people who make concrete plans are far more likely to follow through. The two most common cues for habits are time and location. By anchoring your new habit to a specific time and place, you make it easier to remember and perform. For example, after I brush my teeth at night, I will read for 5 minutes in bed. Many people think they lack motivation, but what they really lack is clarity. Vague intentions like "I want to exercise more" rarely lead to action. Clear, specific plans make it obvious when and where to act, removing the need for willpower or inspiration. Habit stacking is a technique where you pair a new habit with an existing one. For example, after I pour my morning coffee, I will meditate for 1 minute. This leverages the power of existing routines to make new habits easier to adopt. Your environment plays a crucial role in shaping your habits. By designing your surroundings to support your desired behaviors, you make good habits easier and bad habits harder. For example, keeping healthy snacks visible and junk food out of sight encourages better eating habits. Tracking your habits provides immediate feedback and reinforces positive behavior. Whether you use a journal, an app, or a simple checklist, seeing your progress can boost motivation and help you stay consistent. Celebrate each small win along the way. Having an accountability partner or joining a supportive community can greatly increase your chances of sticking with new habits. Sharing your goals and progress with others creates a sense of responsibility and encouragement, making it easier to stay on track. Setbacks are a natural part of the habit-building process. Instead of viewing them as failures, see them as opportunities to learn and adjust your approach. Remember, you don't need to be perfect, just aim to win the majority of the time. Consistency, not perfection, is the key to lasting change. Ultimately, habits matter because they help you become the person you want to be. They are the channel through which you develop your deepest beliefs about yourself. Building better habits isn't just about achieving external success, it's about becoming someone you're proud of. In summary, Atomic Habits teaches us that small, consistent changes lead to remarkable results. By focusing on systems, shaping your identity, and applying the 4 laws of behavior change, you can transform your life one tiny habit at a time. Start today by choosing one small habit to build and watch as it compounds into lasting success.